welcome to the up and down match. We have a three-way tie.
Once again, and we have Keen, YongHwa, and Avenge. We are heading into the first three-way tie of the day. And let's see, how many are we gonna have? Will we see one of those players or two of the players advance after the first three-way tie, or are we going to head into number 2 and number 3?
It's a very good question, Keller. I mean, you know, we saw this last time we even went into a second tiebreaker. What often happens is one player is good in a certain matchup, and if the matchups kind of repeat themselves, it can go into a multiple-way tie. In this case, though, I feel like it's not like these players have such strengths in certain matchups that we're going to have a repeat. It's just about finding out now who is the best in this high-pressure situation.
Avenge definitely doing a good job with his DTs against Keen. Now we have another Protoss versus Terran matchup coming up with Keen facing YongHwa. The last time that they faced each other today, Keen took the game. Now he's up against his opponent once again on a kill on waste this time. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this is going to work out. Who will advance today? 2 players. We're waiting for it right now, heading into the first game of the first tiebreaker here. The GSL up and down Group F with Colin Wolf.
Say hello to the robots.
Starting to the top left, we have the Protoss player for Team LGIM. It is
LGIM YongHwa.
YongHwa in Heart of the Swarm has an 0-2 record against Keen. He lost once in the GSTL and he lost once today in the up and downs. The Terran player starts to the bottom right. Yes.
MVP King.
And as mentioned, he already is 2-0 in Heart of the Swarm against his opponent here. Can he make it a 3-0? Or will YongHwa take his first victory against Keen and Heart of the Swarm?
This is like the end of a spelling bee where you have to spell 2 words wrong to lose. Or kind of like tennis, or not tennis, volleyball, where you have, well, I guess tennis could be like this as well in a tiebreaker situation.
What?
You know, where you have to win by multiple points.
Okay.
But
Ping pong.
yeah, ping pong as well. Or basically, it's all about who loses twice is out. So it's not a 1v1. So that's what makes it different.
Okay, you completely lost me.
Listen, man, I lost myself, but I just wanted to roll with it. And, you know, right now I feel like I'm rolling down the stairs painfully, but that's how I rolled with it, you know?
That's fine. Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
Like, you can continue to laugh. I'm not embarrassed, you know, it was just one of those mistakes I made.
Hey, I completely made that earlier, okay? When I was talking about the group and lost myself in, like, all these name changes and whatever.
Fair enough, yeah.
So, yeah. We're good, we're good. So, going to this game, we currently see once again the gas for Keen, and he's by the way playing the exact same map that he played in the last Protoss vs Terran against his other Protoss opponent, though, against Avenge. So Keen now once again with the reactor here, and we have him with a scouting SCV in his opponent's main base, whereas YongHwa didn't send out a probe. YongHwa in his own main is just now about to complete his cybernetics core. And the really big problem for Keen were the DTs that Avenge used. YongHwa is most likely not gonna do this, and Keen will probably also make sure that this time he's not gonna face a DT play by his opponent, just to be on the safe side. It looked really a little bit silly when Keen just didn't have any energy on those command centers, he had no engineering bay, and the DTs completely took him apart.
He was just blindsided, you know, if you don't see it coming, it's impossible to prepare, and he didn't. I mean, he had the E-base started as it was going. And you know what the funny thing was, it never crossed his mind when he saw that pylon it could be DTs. Reapers here are going to get some good scouting. This is a great map to do double Reaper, much better than Daybreak.
You know what I personally think is going to determine the whole tiebreaker? I think it's really going to be the match between Keen and Avenge. Because YongHwa seems to be the better PvP player compared to Avenge. I think that Keen is, especially against YongHwa, a little bit stronger in this particular matchup right now, because Keen already is 2-0 against YongHwa. But Avenge and Keen both have an incredible record in Protoss vs Terran, so I feel their game is really going to decide a lot in the tiebreaker.
By the way, I want to give you guys the full set of maps for the first set of tiebreakers, if this indeed does go all the way. Well, it will, no matter what, I guess. It's first one, of course, is Aklon, second one is Atlas, and the third one is Daybreak. The second one is, well, hold that thought, Reaper actually gets on the main here, and will kill the probe. That's at least one small victory. Yeah. And he also saw the robotics, so a lot of good information.
Gets one probe of the of the mineral line, but here we have now the Forge rebuild. Second Reaper is moving in though.
Yeah, he's going to get another probe here, and Keen doing a lot of damage. Should save that Reaper. Wow.
Nice. Really well done.
Reapers, the new Hellions. Pogo Stick Reapers.
Pogo Stick Reapers, we need that adjustment. Blizzard, make it happen.
The next set of tiebreakers will have Star Station as map 1, Red City, and then Belshir Vestige as map 3.
Keep in mind that whoever loses here has to face Avenge, and if he loses again, it will be over. Then the two winning players will advance to Codes.
And last time, you know, YongHwa was able to beat Avenge, so if Keen wins here, it might just reset. Oh, nice force field there.
Nice, that was really good. Takes down one of the Reapers, the second one escapes. But 3 kills, 3 pro kills in overall, and that is the most that you can get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, that was the ultimate Reaper. That was the Commander Reaper on the Pogo Stick.
Keen is hitting again, or trying to hit again, one of those aggressive timings with +1, and with the double barracks that he has, he will have a few Marauders. Might also just wait for the stim upgrade here. That could do a lot of damage.
He has all the information in the world too. He knows that it was a faster robotics coming down. He knows the Bay is going to be ready pretty soon as well. So he may decide to just poke a little bit with it and then go into Viking production with a scouting pressure. But if he gets lucky and gets into the main base with a drop or catches YongHwa off guard, he can do a ton of damage directly.
Nice snipe on the Observer. Really well done. He sees it, he expects it, he scans, takes it out. And this means that YongHwa still doesn't know about the double barracks that we had early on in the game, and he does therefore not know about the timings for stim and +1.
Yeah. He's very in the dark on that. And he doesn't know how many barracks there are. So,
and with +1 attack, he is trying to hit this.
And he will hit it hard.
No, he's actually moving back. He moved out for a second and then decided just to fall back with information that the Reaper gathered before him.
You know, he could still hit it with the medevacs coming out and send them with his army. It's just much more common to go out as, you know, he was about to and then use the boosters to catch up with the army. Regardless, Keen still has a solid position here. He hasn't overcommitted to anything, and he can start a third command center and work at those rocks relatively soon if he'd like to.
One Marine at the front, giving him the information that he needs. He knows that YongHwa just moved out there for a second, so he needs to be a little bit more cautious. Stim is going to be completed though. That will give him a really good edge. And we have him with the upgrade lead just for now, but the +1 armor upgrade is already about to be done.
Yep. And Keen just... he's taken a lead in supply just simply because he's not teching as heavily and directly as YongHwa is right now, like going for the Twilight Council and the Blink and the Colossus range while trying to get Colossi out and the Forge. He's just going for just straight up bio upgrades, so he has a lead in army, and he's going to hit this push just a little bit delayed with 4 medevacs going to be out in total with the second 2 coming out.
It's a lot of DPS that he has here. He doesn't have the combat shield just yet, but we also only have 1 Colossi, and if he gets into a good position, especially against a Colossus that doesn't have the range upgrade, he could do a lot here. And there's this time no Observer. There's the scan. And he starts dropping, he boosts in, and there are only 3 medevacs. Here come the force fields.
Goes right on top of those sentries. And you know what? This is excellent control. I've never seen something quite like this. Keen with balls of steel here, putting him on the line, goes in, takes out the Colossus. He's going to get a lot more than that. He's going to get a Mothership Court. No, Mothership
overcharge. Gone. No, Photon overcharge. The Colossus gone.
And this
Keen
is game.
Is moving in, and he takes the Colossus. The Hydra doesn't do anything. He's just watching. It's just,
he's killing the
no way I'm attacking this. I'm not stupid. But the Colossus in the end, he's forced down and he's gonna die.
Boom, he's gone. The Nexus will be gone as well. And I don't know if I'm yelling loud or the Korean cast are yelling louder right now. This was an excellent move here. Again, I've never seen anything quite like that.
Keen with perfect execution here. Uses the medevac, blasts over those force fields, drops it, and bam!
He put on his helmet and he jumped in a cannon and he just blasted his way through.
Exactly, he pulled the Monkey Island and immediately took him down. Boom.
That was the most aggressive attack I have ever seen in this matchup. It's like he just looked forward and he was like, you don't have enough. Boom! Yep. Boots send.
So now we have what we kind of expected a little bit. Keen taking out YongHwa for the 3rd time in Heart of the Swarm, now for the 2nd time today. And now it comes down to the Protoss versus Protoss. The last time that Avenge faced YongHwa won. He had the faster Dark Shrine, he walked in with those DTs, and as soon as Avenge identified, okay, I have Dark Templars in my main base, GG'd, left the game. So a little bit better in the matchup.
YongHwa, he had a much better build in general.
Exactly. So we are going to find out right now if he can repeat that, what he did already earlier today, or if this time Avenge has the better build. And if he does, if Avenge wins the next game, then he will advance to Codes together with Keen.
Yeah. The map is DF Atlas that we're going to see this on. And it's a 4-player map. It's a, relatively nothing like special about this map when it comes to PvP. You can do blink builds. You can get into the main base with that. You can go for oracles. The last time we saw them play Protoss versus Protoss against each other, Avenge was the one who had kind of a shaky build. He was transitioning too much, and he tried to do too many things at once, whereas we saw YongHwa go for a very straight-up Stalker pressure into Dark Templar build that was very solid, and YongHwa just crushed him with it. So we could see something similar to this, or maybe Avenge just tries to do something a little bit more direct, because last time his build was catch all against everything but DTs.
Yeah, exactly. He was hoping that his opponent would go for an early expand and trying to play a macro game there, but as you already said, we had YongHwa just walking down the more crisper path here. And now we're heading into this PvP between the two of them.
It's still scary for YongHwa. This is a pretty volatile matchup to have your life on the line with. Exactly. I mean, sorry, for Avenge, excuse me.
No,
the YongHwa was only just died. Yeah, my brain restarted there for a second.
Avenge in this situation now the one player who forced the tiebreak in the first place.
Yes.
And YongHwa, he needs to win this game right now, and he knows it.
He did it last time in the PvP, wants to do it again.
I personally really expect this to come down to the battle between YongHwa and Keen. Between Avenge and Keen. Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
See, that was really tricky too.
Exactly, they switched the screen, so actually I looked to the right where Avenge Pictures was, but it was like YongHwa in the description. I was like, what? We are already confused enough, production. You don't need to add on top of that.
Up and downs could be a very scary thing to commentate.
Yeah. So Avenge, I would expect it to go down to the battle between him and Keen again. This is like where both of them are really excelling at the matchup. And I would love to see this game, but we might actually see this as being the last map. If YongHwa now loses against his opponent, there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders now.
Yeah, very much.
Into DF Atlas right now in the GSL Up and Downs Group F. The first tiebreaker between Avenge, YongHwa, and Keen. We're heading into our PvP here. The game's of course brought to you by Colorable.